2 weeks have passed since the tragic Sewol-ho ferry disaster put the entire nation in a state of shock, sorrow, and frustration. The number of confirmed deaths stands at 212, and 90 people still remain unaccounted for.
For a look at the latest developments on the search and rescue front and the ongoing investigation, our Kwon Soa joins us live from the news center. So, Soa, what's the latest?
Well, a couple of hours ago, 2 more bodies were recovered, one apparently being that from a male student on the 4th floor of the ship and the other of a female student around 1 kilometer away from the accident site. Earlier this Wednesday, 5 bodies were recovered at around 3 a.m. on the left side of the 4th floor and in the lobby on the 5th floor. Although the weather conditions are favorable with clear skies, divers are still encountering problems due to high tides and fast currents. The search operations are being halted periodically, but rescue crews will do what they can to gain better access inside the ferry. At around 9 this evening, the tides will be at their calmest for the last time this Wednesday.
Well, let's hope that this crucial time window brings about results. Now, so can you give us more details on how the operations are unfolding today?
Sure, Kwon. The Navy, Maritime Police, and civilian divers will continue with the search today, focusing on the 4th floor, where initially most of the missing were thought to be, but also on the 5th floor lobby, where many of the recently retrieved bodies were located. The commander of the recovery operation thinks the bodies found in the lobby were of students who had been on the 4th floor.
As the water started coming in, the students probably instinctively rushed to the upper floor.
The students most likely tried to make their way up the stairs to the 5th floor to get onto the deck of the ship, but unfortunately they were not able to get out. Meanwhile, a diving bell, which would allow divers to stay underwater for longer periods of time, could not be deployed earlier in the day due to the rough water conditions, but further tries will be made.
So, what are the latest developments regarding the probe and also the criminal charges against those associated with the accident?
Sean, a very shocking revelation was made a little bit ago regarding rescue operations in the early days of the Sewol-ho ferry sinking. A lawmaker of the Parliamentary Defense Committee said, according to a report by the Defense Ministry, the Maritime Police restricted the Navy from getting close to the accident site and claimed Undin, a private rescue operation company, should dive first. The company was hired by the operator of the sunken ferry, Cheongjin Marine. Now, in the meantime, a special investigation team is speeding up its probes, especially regarding the practical owner of the ferry operator, Yu Byung-on. One of 7 key figures linked to Yu, the CEO of the cosmetics company Tapanda, named Song Guk-bin, was questioned at the Incheon District Prosecutor's Office this morning on suspicion of corruption. As for the Yu family, prosecutors are going to first summon the members currently in the country, which includes Yu's children. Meanwhile, the latest investigation reveals that the Sewol-ho ferry had been put on sale a month before the accident. It was being sold for an amount that would have resulted in financial losses of roughly $5.8 million. Investigators are trying to figure out why.
Well, it seems like the prosecution is expanding their investigations onto various fronts, so we cannot expect immediate results. But what about these students that survived and were hospitalized after the accident? Now, they were allowed to go home today. How are they doing?
Yes, Kwon, that's right. Out of the 88 patients from the Sewol-ho ferry accident that were hospitalized at Korea University Ansan Hospital, 74 were Danwon High School students and 70 were discharged this Wednesday after lunchtime. Doctors said in a briefing earlier that their conditions had improved considerably.
It's been determined that most of the students don't have any symptoms that could trigger dangerous after effects in the near future.
Many had shown signs of post-traumatic stress following the accident. The president of the hospital said the students should not be exposed to any news on the Sewol-ho or anything else that might remind them of that tragic day. On the request of the students, they went to the group memorial altar in Ansan to say their goodbyes to their fellow classmates and teachers who did not survive. Now, that's all I have for now, but I'll be back with more updates in our further newscast.